I don't, I'll assume we're live, and we don't be
Oh,
for whatever reason. My feelings be hurt.
I still want to do something in here. I know we were talking about the masquerade, which would be perfect in here, but
Hmm.
just like
Oh, we're live.
oh,
Yes, we are.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're live. Just had to make sure. So. Let me get my music back up. All right. And how are you doing?
I am good, cold but good.
Cold but good. It's a December night.
So
Yeah, man, it has been an amazing year.
beautiful.
Oh man, it's been fun. In case you are not knowing, we are queued up tonight. That is the name of this podcast series, where we interview the movers and the shakers on a one-on-one expose of sorts. We're gonna
Yeah.
have fun just picking your brain.
Oh, okay.
There are some,
Expose don't sound good.
yeah, no, nothing, nothing too much.
Okay.
But I definitely want to pick the brains of some dope people. Before you came here, we've had King Bogus the Monarch,
Okay.
Sony signed artists, local artists doing amazing things. We've had Terrence Miller, your favorite comedian, has been up in here.
Okay.
So, we've done that. And then there's been you. So I felt like, you know, third time's the charm. And I'm very happy that you were enthusiastic
Yes.
when I asked you to come. Like, it was like,
Of course.
oh, wow. Like, she actually, I don't assume anyone is just like, you know, I they know what we're doing here. So the enthusiasm that you receive from people definitely is reassuring
You got it.
because getting into you, you have definitely hit the ground running and have made a big giant footprint for yourself.
I try.
So we're gonna start with that. You go by Nadia Janae. Is that what you go by, or what do you go by?
Crazy girl. No, I'm just kidding.
Crazy, funky, cool is on your thing.
Crazy fun cool.
Crazy, fun,
Crazy
cool.
fun cool. Or my name is Nadia. You call me Nadia Janae. I'm gonna look at you crazy.
Okay, a little crazy. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Crazy fun cool or Nadia Janae on Facebook.
Okay. We're gonna jump right in. What got you into this thing that we do here in Savannah? You are an event coordinator of many different types
I know.
of
Very diverse.
events, and we're gonna talk about some of those events for sure. You're not walking out of here before we've
That's cool.
delved into some of these concepts that you've pioneered in our community.
Pioneer. All right.
um, so what got you in here? What definitely got you on the scene? Like, what was your christening?
So everyone knows me. When you see me in the street, more than likely you're like, oh, that's the insurance lady. I just got that today. Like, oh, that's the insurance lady. And so I was in Midway, Georgia, and I was driving around because at the time I was working for a company that made you produce your own leads in a sense. And so I was driving around, and I stopped by this self shop, this like little automotive country type shop on the side of the road, and it was black owned. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, let me go talk to this guy because I do just about everything. I can cover your life insurance, your business insurance, personal insurance. I got it. So I was just talking to him, and come to find out, he used to be an insurance agent. So he was good. He was good. But he took my information. He called me back like 2 days later, and he said, I wanted to talk to you. His name is Mr. Barrett. He's the dopest man alive. Has a lot of knowledge, old head for real, very caring person. But he called me. He was like, I want to talk to you about something. So I drive up to his place, and he like, meet me in the back. And me, as a woman, I don't know if you've been to the lakes at Midway, but there's a long path where it's just nothing but trees. You see like something that look haunted, like it. But once you drive to the back, it opens up to a beautiful pavilion area with a big old lake, trees. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. But still, I'm going to this kind of skeptical, like, what this man? Why we gotta go all the way back here to talk business. Well, anyway, he said, I want you to host events here in a sense. I want you to promote out of here. He said, I did this for a lot of people in the past. They've done well with it, and it's something that I think you would do really well at as well. It's like, sir, I don't know nothing about promoting events. I know how to sell some, you know what I mean? I know how to promote products. That's what I do, but I don't know about events. And so, he put me on game pretty much. He gave me like tips and tricks on, ways to not only make sure the consumer is having fun, but that you provide a good service overall. And so, yeah, we did a couple things there. I think I did a 90s kickback. I did a spring fling. And then it's an outdoor area. So weather plays a lot into it. And so we realized like right now is not the season for all of this. Came here to Savannah, made some friends, and since then been going. Shout out to Village Bar. Make sure y'all go there. Happy hour, 5 to 7. Get your drinks, get your pool, get your karaoke Thursdays.
Okay. So you walked into a situation and then just were given the keys to a whole world.
Right. In a sense. And at the time I was like, well, what is he getting out of this? But really, he's just a really sweet guy who just wants to see you succeed, especially our people.
Okay.
He's really built on that.
Okay. And in doing that event, I think I remember where you're talking about. It's in Midway. The place is in Midway. I've seen that place be a few different iterations of things.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Nothing bad. But knowing that person, you walked in there with intentions on just doing business as usual,
right.
Sort of just ingratiating yourself upon your own people, and you were given such a gift.
A gift. And I didn't realize it, but it really is a gift. Because, people charge to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he said, let's do this. All right.
So,
and I like the challenge. I like to learn. So it was like
what was your first event?
My first event was a spring fling. Funny story. We had this plan that I was going to DJ. Bought all the equipment, bought speakers. Like, I paid a good, $1.50 for everything I bought. I couldn't learn it. I just couldn't get, between work and school, my daughter, I just could not find the time to learn it. So I hired Debo. You know who Debo is?
I think I know.
I found him at 520.
Okay.
520 Tavern, so I hired him. And I never got back to it, but I recently picked it back up.
Okay.
So just throwing that out there.
So the jack of all trades meets the Jill of all skills.
I try. I like to learn.
So that's nice. I've been there as well. I've definitely I have a lot of DJ equipment at my house that I don't use. I bought the expensive joint, spent just about as much money as you did, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn how to do this, and this kind of started picking up, and I was just like, wow. But so I definitely understand. So you have been on the scene for how long now?
It's been about a year. It'll
be
a year in February.
Wow, that's a lot of progress in just a year.
Yes, I like to learn.
Because it seems like you've been here a little longer.
I know you because I've seen you at what is it called? Stafford's.
Oh, okay.
Stafford's. You were DJing actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. That's probably why, because I've been there.
Okay, so you've been around. So
wait a minute. What?
not that way.
I got you.
You are definitely an amazing personality as well. So you have been able to get yourself into some amazing rooms. How is it meeting people and navigating this scene as one, a newcomer?
Right.
Two, I don't believe you're from here. Are you from Savannah?
I'm from New Orleans.
You're from New Orleans, so you're an out-of-towner.
Out-of-towner.
So you're a newbie, an out-of-towner, right? And you're a lady.
I'm what?
A lady.
Oh, yeah.
So navigating this kind of world, how do those three components either add spice or maybe have some untold difficulties that you may not perceive other people to have to, traverse?
I would say a couple of things. First off, I didn't know it was a different world until it was a different world, if that makes any sense. I jumped in feet first, or head first, however they say it. I jumped in with just the idea of trying to bring people to a good event, to have fun, bring people to a good time. And I realized that this was a different world when I actually took it on full time. I lost my job and I didn't lose it. I quit that motherfucker, but I had to. It was like, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. I can't be doing this. But I realized how much of a hustle has to go into it when you put it first versus, and I know that sounds crazy, but when you put it first versus making it part time. And so, I would say I like people. I like to learn about people, and I'll give you an example. DeVillers. I actually went to DeVillers because of Cannaboils. Shout out Cannaboils. Got your seafood, got your salmon. He got some smash burgers that will, you need to try them. But I went over to there to get some food from him, and I didn't even know it was a bar. I was just being nosy, like normal. And that's how I met Miss Cherie.
Okay.
And when I walked in, I was like, oh, this is nice. It's ducked off. You have privacy, and it's a chill spot. So I got to talking to her, and we went from there. But like I was saying, it's not like it's just learning about people, experiencing new things wherever my mind, my body takes me.
So you got into DeVillers, the bar,
The bar.
and that's where you do a few of your shows.
I've done one show there.
One show so far?
But they have weekly events like R&B bingo, karaoke. Now it's game night.
Okay.
Thursdays with karaoke, and then Friday night vibes. And they also have a Latino night if y'all look. So.
Oh, okay. So, working with another lady,
Yes.
in Cherie. She's a wonderful lady, by the way.
Wonderful lady.
And then navigating those spaces again, just trying to expand your brand.
All right, let's expand.
Okay. Can you tell us what your brand is? Do you have a name for that or
My brain?
brand?
Brand. Oh, I actually changed it to Dope Affairs.
Dope Affairs.
So when I will be DJing you guys. That's coming very, very soon. That's Crazy Fun Cool.
Okay.
Dope Affairs is going to be for events. And I actually have one more organization you are unaware of. It's Second Chance Angels. What we do is we help those who are going through transplants with funds for hospital bills, food, transportation. So if you have any family members and they don't have to be on a transplant list. They don't have to need a transplant. They could just be in need, and we'll help them.
Nice. And how did you get into that? Like, what was your motivation or your...
For Second Chance Angels?
Yes, ma'am.
So I went through some personal things myself, and so going through that made me realize that a lot of people, and unfortunately, it is what it is, but some people just don't get the blessings that they need at the time that they need them. And so I feel like if I could be there for them in any way, to help them through their hard times, then if I have the funds and the means to do it, let me do it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I want to have a little fun with you.
Uh-oh. What you got?
You have a fly. You had an event that had a flyer.
Oh my gosh.
We have to go here. Unfortunately.
If it's let's see what you got.
See what you got. Okay. In jumping into all of these events, you have done some very novel events. Maybe just for me. Maybe I'm an old prude. But you have male reviews under your belt now. We gotta have this conversation. I am so sorry.
I enjoyed myself.
You enjoyed yourself. How did you become the event coordinator for such a raucous event?
So, like I've been saying this whole interview, I like to learn, and I like to try different things. I like to expand my mind. I don't like to be put in a box. And I think the human body is beautiful. And human sexuality to me,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how you, I guess, exercise it,
Mm-hmm.
can be a beautiful thing. And so sometimes, you just want to let loose.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're willing to make the money to show you something that you want to see, why not make it happen? Everyone's safe. Nobody's, being touched in an inappropriate way that's unwelcomed, whether it's consumer or artist.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, and it's fun. I mean, well, maybe, what I'm saying, but I enjoyed myself.
I'll take your word for it. I definitely will do that.
Got a little dance too
Um, how was your turnout for that event?
It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, honestly. I wish it was better, but like I said, at the end of the day, I enjoyed myself and lessons were learned, but that's okay. I enjoyed myself.
I bet you did. um, which allows me to ask another question.
What you got?
And then how do you feel the event scene here in Savannah is either conducive for what you're trying to do, or it? What are some of the difficulties that you may be having in not only putting together a great show but getting it out to the public?
So, what I've learned from the recent shows I've done is that time is important. You got to give it time. Unless you're, Mr. Popular and you got a whole bunch of people that will show up out of a drop of a dime for you, which Savannah's just not that market. I've seen it, I've even heard it. It's just from folks who have been doing this for a long time. You have to plan, you have to give folks time, you have to have affordable prices. I don't think the entertainment itself is an issue because whenever I talk to people about certain events I'm having, they're like, that's dope, that's good stuff, like I'd go to that. I think it's more of, like you said, I'm new. I'm new. I got to get more accustomed to Savannah, meet more folks, and go from there.
Hmm. It's definitely difficult. I've been at this for a while. I've had some pretty great runs. I've had some lower seasons. Being the